येस, वेलकम.
Hello.
गुड इव्हनिंग.
गुड इव्हनिंग.
गुड इव्हनिंग. कोण कोण जॉईन झाले?
हा खरंच महाराज.
ऑडिओ करतो स्वप्नील.
स्वप्नील आलाय.
हा, ऑडिओ त्याचा
म्यूट केलंय त्यानं.
हा तेच तर. तू अनम्यूट कर.
हो.
स्वप्नील तुझा हे राहिलाय, ऑडिओ म्यूट आहे.
चला.
मला स्वप्नील वेलकम.
हाय स्वप्नील. हाय.
हाय.
ऑल वेल. ग्रेट.
स्वप्नील ऐकू येते का?
शशिकांत मला आवाज थोडा ब्रेक होत येत आहे.
हा
तुझा आवाज येतोय मला क्लिअर.
बेसिक दाखव येतोय.
हो तुझा.
हा स्वप्नील.
येस.
हा तुझा आवाज येतोय क्लिअर. तुला आमचा येतो ना आवाज तुला?
हो येतोय मला आवाज येतोय.
तू थोडासा हा ठीक आहे, बरोबर आहे. शशिकांत बरोबर आहे ना ओव्हरऑल?
हो हो.
ओके गुड. हाय, 9 पार्टिसिपंट झालेत.
आपण
सर वेलकम.
आपलं रेग्युलर याच्या प्रमाणे हे करूयात.
हो 2 मिनिटं थांबूया.
हा 2-3 मिनिट थांबून जसं की एक 5:32 वगैरे करूयात चालू.
घोरपडे सर वेलकम.
घोरपडे सरांचा आवाज बंद आहे.
बरं. त्याचा व्हिडिओ पण बंद आहे वाटतं, सगळंच बंद.
राजेंद्र खरात
त्यांना सांगू का फोन करून?
हो सांग.
पण त्यांना आपलं ऐकू जात असेल ना, का नाही जाते घोरपडे सरांना?
जात तर असायला पाहिजे.
मी त्यांना फोन करू का, नाही वेगळा सेपरेट?
हो फोन कर, नाही बरं पडेल.
आपले पुढच्या वीकला ते आपले प्रेझेंटर असणार आहेत ना ते.
ओके ठीक आहे.
मी करतो त्यांना फोन. ठीक आहे. ठीक
चल.
ओके.
हॅलो.
ओके ठीक आहे, चालतं. मी पण झालो जॉईन.
अरे मीटिंग वरती बोला ना, फोनवरती काय बोलताय?
नाही
आणि धोणे.
नाही, योगेश सरांचा फोन आलेला स्वप्नीलला कॉल कर म्हणून.
ओके.
लाईट नव्हती.
हा
ते म्हणले की थोडं टच मध्ये
लाईट
राहा.
तिकडे नाही आज, गुरुवारी लाईट नाहीये.
आता आली सर.
ओके.
नव्हती.
पुढे घरी आहेस का ऑफिसला?
घरी असत. ऑफिसला आता म्हणजे बहुतेक 1 तारखेपासूनच जाईन.
तिकडच्या एरियात चालू आहे व्यवस्थित?
हो सर, चालू आहे.
ओके. बाकी काय चाललंय अजून नवीन?
काय नाही सर, नवीन काय नाही सर. आता घरीच आहे सध्या. म्हणजे आता कुठेतरी म्हणजे हे नाहीये, बाहेर काही रिक्वायरमेंट्स किंवा इन्स्टॉलेशन वगैरे नाहीये. आहे त्याचं डिझायनिंग लेवलला काम चालू आहे आता सध्या.
ओके. नाही आता हे गव्हर्नमेंटचे बरेचसे येतील बरं का. हे तुला म्हणजे तुझ्याशी रिलेटेड बरीचशी कामं आता येतील गव्हर्नमेंटची. कारण आता हे ना
ओके,
सगळं आता ऑनलाईनच होईल, म्हणजे व्हर्च्युअलच होईल सगळं बऱ्यापैकी. तर त्यात तू बघ, म्हणजे कसं की जिथे आपले कलेक्टर असतील किंवा म्हणजे झेडपीचे सीईओ वगैरे, कॉर्पोरेशनचे आयुक्त वगैरे असतील ना, त्यांना तू कनेक्ट व्हायचा प्रयत्न कर.
शशिकांत.
ओके.
शशिकांत, धनंजय घोरपडे सरांना अनम्यूट कर ना. त्यांनी अनम्यूट केलं तर त्यांना मी सांगितलं त्यांना.
धनंजय घोरपडे का? हा, एकच.
धनंजय घोरपडे. तर त्यांनी त्याचं ते ऑडिओ डिव्हाइस ऑन नव्हतं.
चालेल.
हॅलो.
हा, बोला सर.
हा ओके
घोरपडे
ओके
सर,
थँक्यू. आय जॉईन नो
ओके, ओके. तुमचा व्हिडिओ पण सुरू करा सर, आम्हाला म्हणजे तुमचं दर्शन.
आय डोंट नो हाऊ टू डू इट नेक्स्ट टाइम परहॅप्स.
ओके ओके. नॉर्मल प्रोटोकॉल. गुड इव्हनिंग जिंकन्स. आपण हे सेशन्स गेल्या जवळजवळ एक महिन्याच्या वर होऊन गेल्या या गोष्टीला आपण सेशन सुरू केलेले आहेत. बरेचसे वेगवेगळे आणि महत्वाचे टॉपिक डिस्कस केले गेलेले आहेत. आणि या कोविड सिच्युएशनमुळे प्रत्येकाचा टेम्पो अपलिफ्ट वर राहावा म्हणून आपण हे सगळे वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे सेशन घेतले. त्याच्यात याच चेन मधला हा एक महत्वाचा सेशन आहे. कारण दिस कोविड जरी काही निगेटिव्ह इफेक्ट झाले तरी तेवढेच पॉझिटिव्ह इफेक्ट्स पण खूप आहेत. लाईक एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हॅव अ लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्च्युनिटी. एंटरप्रेन्योरसाठी आहे, नवीन याच्यात उत्स्फूर्तपणे काम करू शकणार वगैरे आहे. त्या अनुषंगानेच स्वप्नील लोणेचा आपण टॉपिक ठेवला आहे. दॅट इज बिझनेस रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर द अपकमिंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. So it is going to be very helpful to many of us and the upcoming entrepreneurs. स्वप्नील लोणे 2003 चा पास आउट आहे. बाय प्रोफेशन, has a lot of expertise in his subject as well as these business processes, and he is going to guide us for this how a business registration process is generally should be done, or what are the those things and how to do it further. So I pass it on to Swapnil to take over the session further. Swapnil, please.
And I request all Ajinkans to mute your microphones, please. Thank you. Over to you, Swapnil.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. My topic today is the for registration process. But I would like to know. I would like to tell certain things about first the types of business entrepreneurs which are going to be there, are there in the industries. Any entrepreneurs are there in this our call?
Yeah,
Can
there
I
are
have some
yes, there are few. There are few.
Because the basic data I would like to tell to people are, first there are different types of organizations in a business part. The types are proprietorship, that is a single person doing his own business. Then comes as a partnership firm where two and more people jointly they are doing some businesses. Then a different part is like companies where we have got two or more people who are doing the business. Initially, I would like to talk upon the proprietorship concern. The registration process involves just a shop act which is required for starting a business. Hello.
Yeah, you can continue.
Yes. Just a minute.
Swapnil.
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Now I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
I would like to go sir, one by one. In a property concern, when there is only one single person, the advantages are your capital is being involved by a single person, and the disadvantages, the risk is also very high. In case of a partnership firm, when we share our capital, we share our profits. But that in case of a company, the risk is limited to the number of what we call as the investment. The risk has been restricted to the amount being invested as share capital. Then the procedural part, if we are talking about, I would like to sum up. Sir, I've created a PPT.
Yeah.
Can anyone suggest me how can I share?
You click on the share screen. Click on the share screen. Okay, and once you click on the share screen, let's say you can opt for screen. Am I audible to you, Swapnil?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. But the option, where is that option called share screen?
Uh, are you using mobile or like say laptop?
I'm on a mobile.
So click on your screen. Okay, click on your screen.
But
You
I have
you must
to
be
share that.
like say share.
I'll share that from my mobile to my laptop. Just give me 2 minutes time.
Okay.
Otherwise, you may share your presentation instead if you can't.
Yeah, you can
do
send
that.
it to me.
Yeah,
I'll
just a minute.
That would be great.
Swapnil,
Yes, sir.
hello. You can send this, your presentation
sir.
to Shashikant Dhanshetty.
That can be through mail.
Yeah, Shashikant. तुला
हा,
कसं
हा.
व्हॉट्सअपवर पाहिजे
Shashikant,
का
can you share me your
मेल वरती आलं तर बरं पडेल. पण
मेलवर आहे
just a minute? मी टाकतो.
तुझा ऍड्रेस शेअर कर ना त्याला जस्ट सांगून
I'm typing my email ID. Yeah?
ऑन दॅट सेक्शन मिन टाइम
Yes, sir.
तुला त्याचा ईमेल ऍड्रेस मिळालाय का शशिकांत डॉट शशिकांत
नाही
वरली
अजून आलेला.
नाही रे,
बरोबर.
धनशेट्टी.एसबी मी चॅटला केलंय ना, फॉरवर्ड केलंय ना, असं
नाही
का?
तू नाही एनिवे शशिकांत डॉट
नाही रे बाबा, धनशेट्टी.एसबी
Either way, I'll just go one by one. I'll just go one by one. Not a problem. Yeah. I was talking about the proprietorship concern business. This is the simplest mode of doing a business because you don't have to, while taking a decision, you can take it directly by yourself, and it is just you who is going to take all the decision by yourself. The advantages are on this type of model is the ownership belongs to you completely, and you are very much flexible while taking your own decisions. But the risk component is that while we are having the complete ownership, the risk component is about if there is a loss. Whenever there is a profit, we don't mind sharing it. But when there is a loss, that time we are alone who are going to bear the complete loss. While that in a case of a partnership firm, the capital is being shared between two or more people, however they can be. It is minimum requirement is for two, and maximum it can be 100. We have got other form is private companies and public limited companies. Initially, I would like to talk about private limited companies. In that number of the difference between private limited and a public limited part is that only of persons who are getting involved in the ownership of the company. For example, if there are up to 200 people only can be a member of a private limited company. If there are more than 200 people, then we have to get our company converted into a public limited company. And while making the decisions, there is a management, that is the director board is being involved in a private limited company. Private and in all the companies, private as well as public limited companies. The only benefit is the risk part is getting diverted. The risk is limited to the number of shares what we are holding into, either in a private limited or in a public limited. The risk is limited to the number of shares and to the value of the shares what we are holding into. Then the procedural part, if you are talking about, the procedural part is very much common, as it depends upon the industry what we are into. The types of industries, if you are talking about, one is a service industry, then the other one would be a manufacturing industry. The third one would be a combination of service come manufacturing. That is a joint part. If you are talking about a service industry, it is going to be a session in which I am supposed to talk, or everyone there is going to be a question and answer session.
Question and
We'll ask you
answers would be, there will be, let's say, last session, okay, 5-10 minutes, okay, which will be allocated for only question answer session. So you are going to deliver the session now, and people are going to answer a question later on.
Okay. Thank you, sir. If you are talking about the procedural part of a proprietorship concern, the initial process would be we have to take a shop act for a proprietorship concern, along with which we have to take our professional tax number, which is I would be talking about the mandatory requirements and the registration which are not mandatory are G, then excise if it is there, depending upon the industry which we are into, then VAT if we are there in the industry which we are into. For example, if we are into the liquor business or hotel industry business, then this registrations are not going to be required. Nowadays, GST is going to be required. Other than that, Shop Act and major would be Shop Act, and the government have come up with a MSME, that is Micro and Small Enterprises Act, under which if we are getting ourselves registered, then that is beneficial for us through channels. What we called nowadays, because Modi have just now introduced Atmanirbhar scheme for MSMEs. For that, your mandatory requirement is your Shop Act, your MSM GST certification, and your professional tax certification, that is registrations. Other than that, you don't require any of the other document. Your KYC is a mandatory documentation. KYC means know your customers from a banking angle, from your registration process, that is GST angle, from registration of your Shop Act, and for registration of your GST. If we initially talk about the nowadays MSME, the benefit which is there, if you're talking about the person who we can get our bills receivable, that is that is they are going to we call as credit score our customers. For example, X company is having 10 customers. The credit eligibility would be depending upon the X company. These 10 customers can avail a credit limit up to around 25% of the invoices. That is, it is going to be like raising of funds in the form of cash credit, overdraft facility or cash credit, we can say. Can produce their GST numbers. They will have parties who are registered and who have got good credit score. So upon their rating, they will be funding the MSME sector, one of the best, because after the bill discounting part, which was negligible in the current up to current scenario, but it has just come up after this COVID part is what. Merely calling each and every of the customers and telling them, if you are MSME registered organization where you are supplying your goods, and that part is eligible, good, then you would be able to get your funds raised. The other thing involved is for GST registration. I can Shashikant sir, I can share you the list of documents, and because I can share the list of documents which is required for getting yourself registered under the different acts. That is GST Shop Act, because that is just a procedural part which we need to. It requires your it basically requires your individual your ID proofs and address proofs, and your banking uh, bank bank details. And once you get the same registered, you will be able to you'll be able to yeah once you get yourself registered, you will be able to go to the banks and get the same in form of the credit facilities. The MSE sector is have got their eligibility increased from 1 crore to 2 crores. Up to 2 crores, you won't be requiring any of the collateral securities by the bank. Bank would not ask you any collateral security. There won't be any fees for this CGTMS, but the only condition would be you have to approach the bank before 31st of October, because this scheme would be applicable only up to 31st of October. Beyond that, they won't be able to fund you under this scheme, under MSME scheme, which is available for the current scenario. Other way around, for under MSME, the banks cannot ask you for any collateral security. They would be just looking after your credit score along with your business type which you are into, and to whom you are supplying your goods or services.
स्वप्नील बोल ना.
If it would be better sir, because माझा टॉपिक असं जे हा जो टॉपिक आहे, इट वुड बी अ डिस्कशन टाइप मध्ये असेल तर तो जास्त एंटरटेनिंग असेल, म्हणजे किंवा आपल्याला हे होईल. काय मी जे बोलतोय त्याला बेसिकली जे काय कोणाचे क्वेश्चन्स असतील, आय कॅन इफ दॅट क्वेश्चन सेशन कॅन बी टेकन इन अ अर्लियर सेशन, so I can explain in the scenario in which the questions are coming.
No, but then what will happen now, because this is a virtual session, so if suppose people start asking you questions at a time, okay, you will not able to hear anything. Then it will create chaos. So that's why, like, we have like say made it
if
at the
that
end.
can be the questions can be typed, because in the message part, if you type a question, then I can reply accordingly, if that can be done.
Yeah, fine.
Because the procedural part the procedural part is you have to get yourself registered under GST, you have to get yourself registered under Shop Act, you have to get registered under Provision Tax. If and other for getting in a compulsory registrations are only these three. Other than that, if it would be depending upon your nature of business, what you are into.
Okay.
Anyway, I have one question, Swapnil. Swapnil, I have one question. In the meantime, people can put up their question through a chat session. First thing is, irrespective of the size of a business or a size of the company, is Shop Act a must nowadays?
Yes, irrespective of whatever the size is, whenever you are being an employer, you are supposed to get yourself registered under Business and Shop Act, Bombay Act. Okay. In the state of Maharashtra, it is compulsory.
Okay. But do you mean to say even a doctor who is practicing his consultancy also should have a shop act?
Yes, for doctors it is compulsory. For professionals, it because there is an legal dispute which is going on. For professionals, that is, we can say lawyer, doctors, and chartered accountant. Any of the professions, they have said that we do not have a shop. We are not a employer. It is our profession. So they are whether we are coming. The Bombay High Court have in a Bombay High Court have come with a starting that the professionals does not require a shop act. But if we talk about the Bombay Shop Act, any employer, even if he does not have an employee, if he is a business entrepreneur, then he is required to get himself registered under Bombay Shop Act. So if we go with the legal provisions, then for professionals, that is for doctors, chartered accountants, advocates, that is not required. Other than that, it is a mandatory requirement. And if you go about
Okay,
direct
there is
Bombay
one more
Shop Act, it is compulsory for all.
There is one more question.
Swapnil,
Where to
one more
register for
question.
profession tax? What was I asked? Yeah. Where to register for profession
The
tax?
profession to get yourself registered under profession tax, it is with the Department of GST itself. There is in the same portal we have got in the same portal. I would like to say profession tax is for getting yourself registered under profession tax. You have to log in into GST. There they have made a division of there is a single window for profession tax. While that you can get yourself registered.
Okay.
And all the departmental concerns you would be able to meet them in the GST department.
Swapnil, one
You
more
can ask the
question.
questions over chat.
Yeah.
In the
Actually,
meantime,
I wanted to ask.
go on.
I wanted to
Yeah,
ask
go on.
you, about this Atmanirbhar scheme. The government is now giving cash credit facility without collaterals. So,
Right.
what is the limit and what? You mentioned couple of documents, but like, do we have to approach banks or
Yes, we have to
what?
approach the bank,
Whom we have
to the nationalized
Okay,
bank
but is it
as well as NFCs.
okay? And
And
is it required? Is it mostly given to manufacturing or service sector as well?
so it would be available for both manufacturer as well as service industry. But if you look into the nature of the business, service industry do not have stocks. So they just have receivables with them. So they can encash their receivable up to 25%. And when that comes to a manufacturing concern, they have stock as well as receivables. The stocks would be the calculation for calculating their credit risk is the stocks would be calculated at the rate of 50% and receivables at the rate of 25%. So the combination of that would be given to them as a credit facility.
And it will have a stipulated time or no?
No.
Will it be for a stipulated?
Just you have to approach the bank because if we see about the MSME scheme, the small enterprises cannot be delayed. Cannot be delayed their payment from a period of more than 60 days. If the payment is being delayed more than 60 days, then they can approach the court of law, which the court of law will directly ask the parties to get themselves settled.
Okay.
Swapnil, I have a
The
question.
terms would
Swapnil,
be
yeah. Regarding Shop Act, you have to register for Shop Act. What is the validity of a Shop Act? Is a 1 year, 2
It
year,
is a
3 year?
lifetime. No. Earlier there was a validity for that, 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, and today there is no such validity. Once you get yourself registered, that there is a one-time fees which is there. Once you get yourself registered, that would be for lifetime.
Okay.
I've got a question for a repetition process for MSME registration with process steps and initial documents required. For MSME.
Swapnil,
Okay.
I got a question. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Please, sir.
Yeah, I got a question. First thing, when should you get registered? Can I get registered 3 months before I start my business?
For what you talking about? When should you initiate your registration
Yeah,
process?
not initiate registration process. When my basically, if I want to start my business after 3-4 months, can I start
Okay.
my registration now only?
Yes, you can initiate your registration process, because if you talk about understand, there are compulsory requirements. You just are going to get the shop act part completed. The GST and the other requirements are once you cross your turnover,
Acha, first,
and mandatory
yeah,
that
first is GST, I guess. Before registration, it should be GST.
no, the GST is the I would say it can be the last part. The first part is just shop act and your banking processes. Once you get your part completed, bank process completed, then comes the GST component, and that would be only after is if you when you cross your turnover of 40 lakh rupees, then you are supposed to get yourself registered under GST. If you do not, your if it is less, that is your requirement, or the if you can say that the requirement under MSA or banking to go avail any of its facilities, it would be required immediately once you get your company initiated.
But to open a bank account, you require a GST number.
So it is not mandatory, but the banks are insisting nowadays. The banks are insisting for that, because the banks are going to provide you the facility, because generally what they have a understanding, the customer have come to them to avail a credit facility.
So what
Hence,
type
they
of bank
require.
account you open for them? Now, what I'm saying, without a GST number, what type that it becomes in a personal yes, saving account only?
It could be just a current account without any saving account would be fetching you interest, but it could be just like your current account, where you can credit, where you can deposit whatever the customers are giving the checks. And once you cross your limit of 40 lakh rupees, then you can get yourself registered under GST.
And if I want to open an LLP account, I'm speaking about the LLP. So you don't require a GST number before that.
No, it is not a mandatory requirement. But while nowadays, while incorporating a private limited company or LLP, they have in the initial phase only they have initiated that while incorporation of in only they have initiated that you would be getting a GST number, you would be getting your profession tax number, just to avoid double going to the department.
Secondly, I want to ask you if I'm in a yeah, if presently I'm in a Gujarat, can I get registered here and then do the business in Maharashtra?
No, I didn't get you. What if you have?
If presently I'm in Gujarat, okay,
Okay.
can I get registered here and do the business in Maharashtra after say around 7-8 months, yeah, 1 year?
For doing this in the state, I've asked you two things would be required: your identity proof and your address proof. If you are your all the documentation are for address, your documentation is that of Gujarat, then you cannot get yourself registered in the state of Maharashtra. So you have to initiate a company in the state of Gujarat, but that their scope, because now GST is a global component. You can do business in any of the states with a common GST number.
Acha, okay.
So it is not mandatory. Earlier it was a central sales tax and VAT, which was different for a different state. It was with different rates. But now the GST component have come, which is common for all the states. So you don't have to get yourself registered.
Are you aware of something about IEC, import export code?
Import export code. Yeah.
Do you deal with that?
Yes, I do.
Swapnil, I have one question. Swapnil,
Yeah.
let's say I started a business of one vertical, let's say teaching profession, or maybe I started a business of jewelry, and I took a shop act for that. And if I diversified into something else, do I have to have again one more shop act, or that is valid?
Yes.
If I have changed my business line.
When you change the nature of business, then it would be required for you to get yourself registered under Shop Act. The purpose is because for doing a business, you can initiate a business with the same premises.
Okay.
N number of business can be done in the same premises. But while if you go beyond that, just if you go beyond your registration process, Shop Act is just a primary requirement. If we talk about the GST or indirect taxation, okay, if you talk about gold, then you are supposed to get yourself registered under GST. That is a mandatory requirement. Then for GST, availing the credit, what you are purchasing, for availing that credit, you are supposed to get the yourself registered under Shop Act also. And that amount, that nature of business is supposed to be registered with the, because if you cannot have two different businesses on the same certificate with single nature of business printed on that. You have to have two different, you can avail two different, you can do two different businesses, but those are supposed to be informed to the department. Either it can be with a single Shop Act or with a single GST number, or it can be with different Shop Act and different GST numbers. Generally, we prefer that if it is if the nature of business is different and totally different, we generally prefer it to have different Shop Act and different GST numbers, just to avoid the confusion for availing the benefit, that is GST benefits, indirect taxation benefits. If the same line is there, if we understand, if we say, if there is a construction, if there is a builder having a line of if he has a line of crushing stone and sand, we can ask them to, because the nature of business is similar. The raw material which is going to come from the stone quarry is going to go to the site itself. So we can, but if you are talking about a sector with gold part and the other sector, you have said, I think so, traveling, no? Sir? Okay, sir.
There is, yeah, there is one more question on chat. If you can look at that question. Can you want me to read it for you?
Yeah, just I'll go one by one. Beside loan process, what are the benefits to MSME in food processing? I don't think so, sir. There is any. The major benefit under this Atmanirbhar scheme is for funding itself. Other benefits, I need to check the scheme in a thorough manner, because I just have gone through a scheme with the details. I'll just let who does that is to everyone.
Yeah, just one
Other
minute.
benefits
I'll
for the
interrupt
food
for a
processing,
while.
I'll get back to you.
So please, I'll interrupt for a while. This
Yeah.
session may get rebooted over a period of in next 2 or 3 minutes. So in the meantime, you can share your presentation to Dhanush Shetty, and the session will restart. So we can join back. In the meantime, please share your presentation with Shashikant, so that can be seen by others.
Okay. And the next question is why MSMEs need GST mandatory? I would like to say the requirement, it is whether it is mandatory or not. That is not the question, because under MSME, what they have said is you can avail a facility on the basis of the credit worthiness of the supplier, because for understanding the credit worthiness or what the other person, he has to be very much we say regular in compiling your payments, in compiling whatever the fees, your payments itself. So he cannot hold the government part on a backstage and pay you on a prior stage. It has to be in one to what their understanding is. If the person is good in paying GST, then he has got a good profit margin and he would be paying party as well. So the banks are ready to fund the person who are in a, what we say, regular in GST filing. So because of that only they have made it mandatory, because under the MSME they would be understand who the person who are paying GST in a regular manner, those are regular persons. So they have mandated under MSME.
Have you mailed me your presentation?
Just a minute, I'll just.
Yeah, please do that. So because once we restart, that presentation can be shared.